you're going to need your Foundation Unit 4 workbook, Fractions and Percentages, and you're going to turn to Add and Subtract Mixed Numbers. Right, I'm going to go through the first one as normal. So 2.5 add 3 2/5. First step, I've turned them into top-heavy fractions. Remember that. If not, go back and check your notes. But I've done 2 times 2, add 1 to get 5 over 2. And 3 times 5, add 2 to get 17 over 5. Now, because I'm adding fractions, I need a common denominator. And I'm going to go with tenths. So I've multiplied by 5 and by 2. And I get 25 over 10, add 35 over 10. Add them together, 59 over 10 equals 5 and 9/10. Okay, we're going to try the second one together. First step, we're going to turn them into top-heavy fractions. 2 times 2, add 1 is 5 over 2. 1 times 5, add 2 is 7 over 5. I'm now going to make a common denominator, remembering to keep the fractions the same way round. I'm going with tenths. So I'm going to have 15 over 10 and 14 over 10. Doing my subtraction gives me 1/10. Now pause the video and have a go at the third one. So hopefully you have converted to top-heavy fractions to improper fractions and had 7 over 3 add 17 over 5. You've decided on a common denominator of 15. Which means we've got 35 add 51. When we add those, we get 86 over 15. We now want to turn back into a mixed number. So we're going to do 15, 30, 45, 60, 75. So 5 with 11 remainder. So 5 and 11/15. Right, we now have 3 questions to consider. Why do we turn them into top-heavy fractions, and do we have to? How do we decide what the common denominator is, and what is different when you add rather than subtract? So pause the video and have a think about those questions, and then I will share my answers. Right, why do we turn them into top-heavy fractions? Well, it's just so we can deal with it all as one thing, and we don't end up with negatives. We don't have to. You can deal with the fractions and the whole numbers separately, but you're more likely to make mistakes. So it's just to make us less likely to miss parts out. How do we decide what the common denominator is? Hopefully we all answered this fine, that we want the lowest common multiple. Just like with adding proper fractions, you don't have to use the lowest common multiple. You can use any common multiple, but you'll have to do less cancelling down if you use the lowest common multiple. And what is different when we add rather than subtract? Well, the only difference is that we subtract the numerators. Just got to make sure we're keeping our fractions in the same order. So we subtract copying the numerators. Okay, make sure your notes are filled in, and then we could turn over and try the exercise. Okay, on your own, have a go. Be careful with the algebra ones, but I know you can remember how to simplify expressions. So here are the solutions to the exercise. As always, check through, make notes if you have made any errors, and use the Maths Watch clip if you feel like you need more practice.